All right, I'm Adam. I'm talking to Dustin from the Dirty Heads. How's it going, man?
Very good, man. How are you?
Good. I want to talk about your first album, Any Port in the Storm. Did you expect the kind of success you had from that one? When you finished the album?
We didn't know what to expect. It was our first time really ever putting out an actual album, and we put the album out, and it had a slow build, and we were just on the road touring, and we were having fun and just enjoying what we were doing. So we were just kind of thinking it was one of those things, we'll just keep working and building, and we did. We toured for years and years, and then all of a sudden we had this song, Lay Me Down, that wasn't even on the album.
Oh,
it wasn't on the original album. We wrote it for fun after the album, and we were kind of like, oh, well, this is a cool song, we'll put it on our next album. And K-Rock got a hold of it, one of the local stations from where we're from, and they started spinning it, and it blew up. It went to #1. We re-released the album, put Lay Me Down on it, and the fan base just went crazy. And so we weren't expecting it that way at all.
Because big year for Cali reggae rock ska.
Yeah,
you play a lot of styles. Some reggae, some reggae rock.
Yeah,
some rock.
We never really sat down and just to be like, oh, let's play this style of music. This is what we want to be. We just play music, and what comes out comes out. Okay,
it's got to be a reflection of what you listen to, right? You
exactly.
talked about your influences from Sublime, Beasties.
It definitely is. At any given time, if you walk onto our bus, you could hear any type of music. Like, everyone in our band listens to so much different stuff that I think you can tell that in our music.
So how is all the success you've been having, tours with some, pretty big tours, with some pretty big bands, and just all the experiences you've gone through since starting that success in the past couple of years, how have you changed as a band, would you say?
I think the best part about our band is that I feel like we've all stayed the same as people. We're all still very level-headed, and we're just very appreciative, but, maybe confidence level and just being knowing that what you're doing and all the work you put in is actually paying off, and seeing the shows grow from going somewhere and there'd be 10 people there, and now you go to that same spot and there's 2,000 people there singing every word. Man, that's an amazing feeling. That's cool. That's intense.
How do you keep things so positive? Because I've heard all your music. There's definitely, that's the most consistent thing I would say about the Dirty Heads catalog.
I guess that's just, how we grew up. Most of us in the band grew up together. We've been friends forever. We keep each other positive. And, if we see someone in the band getting down or whatever, we make sure we all pick him up, because negativity could just spread like a virus, So yeah. We just try and, stay positive and keep positive. And, we're doing what we love. So how could you not be happy? And it's like, we write songs about how we're feeling and what's really going on in our life. So I just think that just comes out in it,
It's beautiful. Getting back to Lay Me Down for a second, one of the things I love about that track is it features Rome from Sublime with Rome, obviously. It's not like one of those tracks where there's a featured guest artist and there's a big build-up and then the guest artist has the verse. He sounds like he could be in the band.
Well, Rome has been a friend of ours for a long time. He was friends with us before there was Sublime with Rome, before he was even thought of being in the band. And we actually wrote Lay Me Down before he was even in Sublime, before it was years and years ago. So yeah, I think he has the same vibe of us. He's from the same area. We're just hanging out in my backyard barbecuing, and that's literally when we wrote Lay Me Down.
That's cool. And did the fans or casual listeners ever think he was in the band? Do you know?
Oh, we've had the funniest stuff. Like, I've literally had people come up to me and be like, why'd you guys kick Rome out of the band? And we're like, well, he was never in our band. Or my favorite is when people come up and they'll come up to the Dirty Heads and Rome's not even there, and they'll be like, so you guys are the old Sublime?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. You can tell I'm 48 years old. Yeah.
No longer among the living. It's funny too because that scene, whatever, I don't know what genre to kind of call it, but
I guess they call it reggae rock.
Yeah, reggae rock. Right? Yeah. From California specifically, I guess. Yeah. It's just, there are way more incestuous scenes out there in the States. I'm surprised people get that confused with the Dirty Heads in Rome.
I guess it never happens in California. I guess that's like when you're playing a festival in Nebraska or something.
Yeah.
It's like, which, don't get me wrong, I love Nebraska.
Is Brad not in your band anymore?
Yeah, where's Bradley at? I'd like to get a picture with him.
Over a couple of decades. Yeah. So when it came time to write the follow-up, your new album, which is Cabin by the Sea, was there a lot of pressure after you guys get known with or without Rome, I guess?
Yeah, definitely the pressure of you know, we when your first song that comes out and then a lot of people know you from that song and it's number one and you have a guest on it, it's kind of like you have to make sure that people believe in just the Dirty Heads without other, special guests and stuff. And yeah, we definitely wanted to prove to, the world that, hey, we are our own band too. It wasn't just because, Sublime with Rome that we blew up, and I feel our fans know that, and I feel that this new album, people are going to really enjoy it.
What would you say are the differences between Cabin by the Sea and Any Port?
Any Port in a Storm was the first album we ever got in a real studio and with a producer and stuff, and we just had so much fun writing it. But it was just so eclectic because we didn't really know who we were yet. So it was just every song was its own song, and which is great. I love the album in different ways, but Cabin by the Sea, we toured for years and years. We grew as not only musicians but as people. We figured out who the Dirty Heads are. We figured out our sound, and we made this album more as a cohesive piece of work instead of each song being different. And I think it just shows the growth of our band.
Interesting. Do you mean cohesive genre-wise, sound-wise, lyrically, or just everywhere?
Just more of we kind of found who we are as musicians and kind of what the Dirty Heads are. We figured out more of our sound. And no, I mean, it's definitely still you got a song on left field and a song on right field for sure, but they still feel like they're on the same album,
Okay, yeah, I get it. From what I've heard of it, at least. Yeah, no, I hate to do this too, but I have to mention the guests on the album, because I mean, there's some serious names. I mean, there's Dell, who I consider one of the best living rappers.
He's
really
amazing.
Yeah, Matisse Yahoo.
Yeah.
How did you end up?
Yeah, the guests we got were just amazing, and we always do the well, let's get a guy, let's aim for the top, and after they all say no, we'll take what we get, and then they all were just yeah, for sure, and we're really? Wow. But no, so Modest Yahoo, we got him by one of the first tours we did, it must have been 8 years ago. 311 and Modest Yahoo took us out.
Oh yeah.
And that's how we started our relationship with Modest. And through the years, we've crossed paths at festivals or doing shows together, and we've just built a relationship up. And when we were recording this album, we gave him a call and asked him if he wanted to get on the track, and he was like, yes, of course. He literally drove his motorcycle down to our studio by himself and just hung out with us for the day, recorded the song. It was the most amazing experience. He's such a cool dude and just an inspiration to be around. And that was awesome. And then that's how the tour this summer came about. We were like, hey, we had a song together. We have albums coming out around the same time. Let's go on tour together, So that was very cool.
That's awesome. Who else? One of the Marleys.
Kamani Marley got on a track. We had a song that one of the lines in it is, your love gets me so high, like when I'm listening to Bob Marley. And I could think everyone can relate to that, because when you're younger and you're smoking pot in your backyard or whatever and you're listening to Bob Marley, and so we felt like that, and we were like, man, the only thing that would make this song more legit is if we got a Marley on this. So we asked, and he agreed, and oh my God, he sounds amazing on the track. He definitely pumped that track up, so that was awesome. And we got Dell through Jared went up to Danny Way's house up in Hawaii for a weekend and hung out, and he was talking about how we need to get a rapper on this song, and he's like, I'm great friends with Dell, maybe he'll do it. And we were like, oh, we love Dell, and he said yes, just sent us the recording, and it was awesome. And then Rome's on another track as well.
Yeah.
We figured it worked once, why not do it again?
Why not? No, it's a great song. That's Mongo Push.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great song.
But yeah, it was just a lot of fun recording the album.
Cool. So the album's called Cabin by the Sea. It's coming out, when is it, June 16th?
June 19th.
June 19th, okay. So what are any other plans, future plans? You're on tour right now.
Right now we're kind of just, running around doing press and advertising the album and kind of doing acoustic radio things. So we're not really doing full shows, but we start the full tour with Modest in July. And until then, we're kind of just doing festivals and promotion for the album.
Okay, cool. Well, can't wait to hear the rest of the album and
Thank you.
Check you guys out live. Dustin, thanks so much for
coming.
Been
a pleasure, brother. Thanks for having me.